always the question I have, like, with the debt problem is obviously ever growing. How do they ever get out of this? Do you think their plan is to inflate their way out of it? I can't see them ever defaulting. So, like, what other options do they have?
Well, they have no options. They can only inflate, because in a modern credit system, as I said, the paradox that you've got, if you look at this chart, I mean, basically liquidity depends on debt. Okay, so liquidity, call that new credit, depends on debt, but that's old. That's old debt, right? So the debt that they're using as collateral is existing treasury debt for the most part. Okay, so you can't let defaults happen, because you're basically undermining your whole credit system. So if that's ruled out, all you can do is basically print money to devalue. That's what the Chinese are doing. But the thing that the issue I think we've got to get our heads around, or people have got to accept, is that the sort of debasement of debt, the great debasement, as people talk it, hasn't happened yet.
We've all spent 2 years acting like debasement is something we already lived through, and Bitcoin somehow failed to respond to it. Howell is saying the opposite. The West has been talking about debasement, and China is the only one actually doing it, quietly behind capital controls. And here's exactly one official answer to that problem. Scott Bessent sat in front of the Senate Finance Committee last month and said we have a growth problem and a spending problem. And his fix leans almost entirely on the first half of that. Just outrun the debt. That's his entire plan. So Danny asked Howell the obvious question, with AI as the only real catalyst on the table.
Do you think they've got any chance of growing themselves out of this debt? And obviously AI being the sort of only obvious catalyst.
No, I don't think they've got any chance at all. Because, you're in a situation where, growth, for the most part, I mean, I'm not going to discount AI and say that innovation and technology is not any good. But, the fact is that, a lot of growth is very demographically sensitive. And the growth rate of economies is really, at the end of the day, dependent upon young workforces.
Yeah.
And we don't have that.